Your biggest financial block isn't the economy. It's the script you were handed about money before you could even spell it. Think about that for a moment. Before you ever signed your first paycheck, before you ever swiped a debit card, before you ever sat in an economics class, and some of you never sat in an economics class, someone was programming you with beliefs about money. Maybe it was the way your parents argued about bills late at night, thinking you weren't listening. Or maybe it was the way your mom said, money doesn't grow on trees every time you ask for something at the store. Or maybe it was hearing, we can't afford that on repeat until it became less of a fact and more of a worldview. See, the truth is, most of us didn't choose our relationship with money. We inherited it. And unless we stop to question that programming, we end up running someone else's money story on autopilot for the rest of our lives. This episode, this conversation is about breaking that script. I'm Mark Casto, your host of the Mark Casto program. I left the four-walled pastor model behind to build a soon-to-be seven-figure digital product business from scratch by investing the few last dollars that I had to my name and a word from God. Now I'm helping messengers, thought leaders, kingdom entrepreneurs package their God-given wisdom into income and impact online. And around here, we believe wisdom is greater than entertainment. Value is better than going viral, and that a digital product business should actually change lives, not just wallets. We're building businesses that create financial and time freedom so that you can live fully present with the ones you love and be exactly what God has called you to be so you can do what God has called you to do. Every week, I'm going to sit with you not to impress you with my knowledge, but to peel back the layers, sharing raw stories, proven strategies, and the unfiltered truth behind what it really takes to take your God-given wisdom and turn that message into a movement. This isn't just a podcast. It's a blueprint for building a life you love with wisdom in a world so desperately chasing influence. So if you're ready to break out of the programming that's been holding you back, pull up a seat, open your heart, let's get to work.
Welcome to the Mark Casto program, where we challenge the old systems, tear down chaos, and build with kingdom clarity. Here, we equip a generation of wise messengers like you to turn God-given wisdom into lasting impact and real wealth. Let's dive in.
I want you to close your eyes for a moment, unless you're driving, of course, and think back to your earliest memory about money. For some of you, it might be being told no in a toy aisle. For others, maybe it was counting change out of a piggy bank. For me, I can remember the tension in the air when unexpected expenses showed up. That little knot in your stomach when you knew things were tight. Here's the thing, whether you realize it or not, those moments didn't just pass by. They planted seeds. They told your young brain, this is what money means. This is how it works. This is who gets it and who doesn't. This is how it feels when it's around, and this is how it feels when it's not. Fast forward 20, 30, 40 years, and guess what? That programming is still running. It's why some of you sabotage opportunities. It's why some of you feel guilty when you raise your prices. It's why some of you are working harder than ever, but feel like you're standing still financially, because deep down, you still believe the script you were handed as a child. But what if that script was wrong? See, I want to anchor this in something timeless. There's a story Jesus told that I think about often. I've said it many times on this podcast. It's the parable of the talents. You know it. I know it. A master entrusts three servants with different amounts of money. Two of them go out, multiply it, and are rewarded. One buries it in fear and is rebuked. Now, here's what's fascinating. The master never gave them instructions on what to do. He just handled it over as a test of trust. The expectation was built in. Take what you've been given and multiply it. What if that's the actual biblical mandate around money? Not just don't waste it, not just don't love it, but actually steward it into more. See, poverty programming tells you play it safe, hold on tight, don't risk losing it. But kingdom thinking says trust and multiply. And that's where most of us get stuck. We're trying to serve God with the same poverty scripts we inherited from fearful parents, broke teachers, or religious leaders who spiritualize lack. But if you're listening to this podcast, it's because you know deep down you were made for more than surviving. So let's shift gears real quick. Scarcity mindset doesn't just keep you broke, it distorts the way that you see everything. When you're programmed in scarcity, every decision feels like life or death. Should I invest in my business? What if I lose it? Should I hire help? What if I can't keep up? Should I charge more? What if no one pays? Scarcity creates tunnel vision. You can't see opportunities. You only see risk. You can't think long term because you're stuck in survival mode. And here's the kicker. Scarcity usually becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you play not to lose, you never actually win. I'll give you a picture. Imagine trying to drive a car with the emergency brake on. That's what scarcity does. The engine might be running, you might even be pressing the gas, but you're dragging resistance everywhere you go. That's why breaking poverty programming isn't optional. It's the difference between spinning your wheels and actually moving forward. Hey, just quick pause here. If this podcast is speaking to you, I want to ask you to do something that costs nothing but makes all the difference. I want you to subscribe to the Mark Casto program wherever you're listening, and I want you to leave a 5-star review. That's how we get this message in front of more faith-driven entrepreneurs, creatives, and voices like you who are ready to build from wisdom, not burnout. All right, back to it. So how do we actually break the programming? The first step is awareness. You've got to identify the script you've been running. Here's a simple exercise. Journal your earliest money memory. Write it down in detail. Who was there? What was said? How did you feel? Then ask yourself, what belief did I take from this moment? And here's where the breakthrough happens. Rewrite it. If your memory told you we can't afford it, rewrite it with we always find a way to create resources. If your memory told you money is stressful, rewrite it with money is a tool that brings peace and possibility. Because listen, money itself isn't emotional. It's paper and numbers. But the stories you attach to it, those shape your entire life. If you don't rewrite them, they run you. If you do rewrite them, you run them. Let me tell you about a person. I'm just going to name her Sarah. She was a single mom who joined one of our programs. When she started, her biggest fear was charging for her digital course. She said, Mark, I feel like I'm robbing people if I ask for $497. And when we really started digging into her story, she realized she grew up in a home where their message was, rich people are greedy. And see, that script was so deep, she couldn't imagine receiving money without guilt. But once she identified it and rewrote it, everything shifted. She reframed it as, when I charge fairly, I can serve fully. Within 3 months, she launched her course, enrolled 50 students, and was finally breathing without panic for the first time in years. See, that's the power of breaking poverty programming. And hey, if you're listening right now and you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and actually turn your wisdom into wealth, I want to personally invite you to apply for Wise Builders Creator Academy. This is my 12-month mentorship program where I walk alongside you step by step, help you package your God-given wisdom into a digital product business that can create time, freedom, and financial peace. This isn't for the dabblers. It's for messengers, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are serious about scaling. So if that's you, I want you to head to markcasto.co/academy. That's markcasto.co/academy and book your application call today. All right, let's jump back in. Here's what I want you to do this week. I want you to journal your earliest money memory. Then rewrite it with a wealth lens. Don't just think it, write it. There's something powerful about putting it on paper. Then every time that old script tries to sneak back in, speak out your new one. You'll be shocked how quickly your decisions, your confidence, and even your income begin to shift. Because here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your potential. You fall to the level of your programming. So change the program. Change the program, you change the results. So let me end with this. Breaking poverty programming isn't just about you. It's about your kids. It's about your community. It's about the legacy you leave. And when you change your script, you don't just free yourself, you break a generational cycle. You model for your kids what's possible. You create ripple effects that outlive you. And that's why this work matters. And before we close, I want to share one last thing. We're building something way bigger than just a podcast. We're building Long Path Studios, a media hub for kingdom creators to share messages that actually matter. And if you want to support that vision, you can do it in two ways. You can give directly a tax-deductible donation at markcasto.co/donate. Or one of the greatest things that you can do is join my weekly emails at markcasto.co. Every week, I share raw, behind-the-scenes lessons and strategies you won't hear anywhere else. Both help us spread this movement further. So let me leave you with one final thought. Your biggest financial block isn't the economy. It's the script you were handed. But scripts, thank God, can be rewritten. You are not bound to repeat the poverty programming of your past. You've been given talents, not to bury, not to hoard, but to multiply. So take the pen back, write a new script, build a new legacy, and watch what happens when wisdom replaces fear, when stewardship replaces scarcity, and when multiplication becomes your mandate. This is your time. Let's build wisely.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode. If this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, leave a review, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss the wisdom that's shifting lives and systems. Until next time, keep building with clarity and fire.